Everyone has been reading the messages Father Willie has been sending. But how did the idea start? With parks and golf courses opening, how has social distancing worked to keep the public safe? Come fall, school may look just a little different from what we know. So what changes can we expect? Good morning, Belen. My name is Perez and welcome to this edition of WBLN. Since the beginning of virtual learning, our president, Father Willie, has been sending out a daily email, often containing messages of encouragement and life lessons. Here's Daniel Casariego with more.
Since we've been quarantined, there has been one constant voice to us boys. That's Father Willies. I sat down with Father Willie and asked him about the idea of the emails he sends us every morning.
When I finally realized that we were going to be closing down the school, the access that I had to the kids on a daily basis, which was in the morning when I shook their hands or when I ran into them in the hallways or went to the games or cafeteria, all of those things were going to be gone. The faculty was going to have access to the kids because they were going to continue with the classes on Zoom, but I don't teach. So when I realized that I was going to have no access to these kids, I felt that I had to do something. And so the idea came up because when I was principal years ago, I used to write a daily blog. And then I stopped doing that when I didn't do it when I started as president because it obviously takes a lot of work. But now I have the time to do it, and it gave me an opportunity to reach out to the boys on a daily basis, and so that's how I got it going. Interesting, a couple of things. I think the parents are getting either more or just as much, or maybe even more than the kids. I don't know if all the guys read it every single day, but a lot of them do because they write back. What I hope that they get is, more than anything, I don't want them to lose touch with their school. One of the challenges of being away from the campus is that you don't have that constant communication. So what I'm hoping the kids get out of it is an opportunity to be in touch with me.
These emails make it seem as if we are walking into Belen, but virtually, making quarantine not that bad. You can read these emails every morning at 7:15. For WBLN, I'm Daniel Casariego.
Thank you, Danny. As of April 29th, parks and golf courses have been reopening to the public with strict guidelines. I went to go check it out. Many people have been wondering how much longer is this going to last. Golf courses are starting to reopen, but how are they staying safe?
Yes, I believe they're taking all precautions necessary. We have security around the premises, rotating around the premises as well, keeping an eye on all, making sure everyone's social distancing 6 feet apart, if you like. But I think kind of we opened it maybe a little bit prematurely, to be honest. They're taking all the precautions necessary to practice social distancing, but and they're doing all they can. But I know some people are out there they're restless. I know me as an instructor would get messages from students who want to play, want to practice, but as you can say, I don't think there's any money value or anything that you can price on your health. So I think you should always put that first. So I think we could have waited a little longer. I mean, I personally think we should have, but they're actually doing, they're sanitizing each part, and each lesson we have to do separate gloves and use hand sanitizer and wash our hands.
We're all in this together. For WBLN, I'm Perez. Now, as we are all hoping that this quarantine ends soon, we are really thinking about the summer. But the reality is, summer goes fast and school is set to start in August. What will it look like? Will we still be at home logging into Zoom? Eddie Delgado has more.
While schools remain closed for the remainder of the academic year, not much is known about what will happen next year.
There's nothing out there that's official. There is a draft from the CDC about reopening schools. and opening camps and things like that. What does that look like? Well, possibly having one-way traffic in the hallways. That's going to be probably standard. We have to space out desks. There's no question about that. We're going to be in class kind of like when you're doing like a standardized exam, when we really spread out the desks in the classroom. I can see everybody with masks on. Maybe there'll be a standard Belen mask that's handed out first day back, and then it may be one of those that you can wash and so forth. You have to limit how many people are in the dining hall at the same time. Even sitting down, you know how you guys love to sit together, 10, 12 guys in a table. We are limited in classroom. In other words, this year, for example, there were periods where we were using every single classroom in the building. So we have to be creative in how we're going to maybe limit class size.
In regard to how colleges are dealing with reopening, here's Dr. Patricia Whiteley of the University of Miami.
There's no playbook for what we're dealing with now. But what we can say is, there's going to have to be physical distancing. We will, obviously move our furniture around so that takes place. So, for example, if there's a table of 4, there's only going to be a table of 2. You might have dining, which is more grab and go. Obviously, we're trying to, figure out what the residence halls look like in terms of furniture, although, we're going to have, not everybody's going to have a single room because we just don't have that availability. So, the wellness center, things are being spaced out, more deep cleaning, hand sanitizers, classrooms spaced out. Lectures online, large lectures online, small classes in person. So that gives you an idea of some of the things. We're also going to even have isolation rooms available for students as well.
For WBLN, I'm Eddie Delgado.
School life can be full of hardship. Are you tired of not feeling represented in the student body? Don't you want to stop getting skipped in the lunch line or not liking the food? Aren't you interested in some Belen outings and out-of-school events? Well, we have the solution for you. Vote Julian Hernandez for president. He plans for easy student body interactions for all students. He's gonna fix the lunch line and reduce food waste. Juji wants events with other schools, more flex destinations, and club and sports recognition days. So remember to vote Juji Hernandez for president.
Mr. President, I'm not going to be able to go on your yacht this weekend. I got to finish a campaign out for the boys. Listen up, students of Belen. My name is Dylan Perez, and I'm running to serve as your 2020 to 2021 school year Student Council President. I'm on the Model United Nations leadership team. I've been a Belen lifer, and I've been in Student Council since sophomore year. With your help and your vote, I'll do everything in my power to make sure every single one of you guys has the greatest year possible. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for being here today. The rumors are true. I am retiring from being the JV soccer backup goalie, and I am running for Belen Student Council President. Okay, one person at a time, please.
Yeah, Ponzi. How do I know next year's gonna be fun with you in charge? No way, bro.
Can we make assemblies longer?
So what's all this talk about a stress-free student environment?
New flex seminar rooms to study, flex activities, and new makeup policies that work for all the students.
What's your plan for the middle school, man?
Cool question, bro. 2 8th graders, super delegates.
Ponzi, what makes you stand out from other candidates?
All 3 of us are excellent candidates with great ideas. At the end of the day, my approach to getting things done and my ability to communicate with the faculty efficiently is what's gonna make the difference.
We're not extending assemblies then?
Do you want the opportunity to customize your own great lanyard and make it any color you want? We'll get that done. Do you want your prom to be an absolute movie? We'll get that done. Do you want more dress down days every month where you can wear jerseys, hoodies, and dress like these men on meme day? Do you want to go on more field trips? Do you want more desserts during lunch? Do you want more hype pep rallies? Well, it's pretty simple, gentlemen. Vote Lucas De La Guardia for Student Council Vice President.
Salutations, brothers. My name is Manny, and I'm running for Student Council Vice President. I have many responsibilities as Vice President, but my main goal is to be the Director of Morale. Excitement, adventure, brotherhood. I'm bringing those things back
to Belen Jesuit Preparatory School. We're working on better pep rallies, cross-school field days, grade bonding field trips, and so much more. Vote Manny for Vice President. My name's Manny, and I approve this message.
Everybody, my name is Oliver Romanach, and I'm running for Student Council Vice President. As somebody who's been at Belen since 6th grade, I can say that I've really grown to love this school, not only because of the friendships that I made, but because of also all the fun activities that I've been able to take part in. So as Vice President, I want to make sure that next year is just as memorable, filling it with as many activities as I can. So remember everybody, vote Oliver Romanach for VP, and let's keep Belen great.
Hey Wolverines, here are your sports for today. Being cooped up in your houses and just bumming around may lead you to become physically inactive. Studies show that we should be making an effort to stay active. In fact, being active has increased 80% in this pandemic. I caught up with 2 Belen students to see what they were doing.
So some key things have been Zoom workouts that our coaches and trainers that we have, they write up for us, so we get on a Zoom call and we do them individually. And then during this time, there's also old baseball games that we could watch on TV, and it's nice to take notes on those games. During this quarantine, it's been tough. It's definitely new, but I've tried to set a routine, like workouts, just trying to stay healthy with what I eat, and try to get some baseball workouts in there also.
It's extremely important. It's obviously easy to fall into bad habits when you're at home and you don't got much to do, so we got to stay healthy. We got to do our own workouts, try to keep our body in the right shape, and we got to stay true to our character, true to our body, and not risk of getting sick or anything else like that. I've been fueling my body correctly with the right foods, getting a lot of rest, staying active, getting some workouts from my coaches and trainers, and running, abs, a lot of things to just keep my body in the right shape.
With that being said, Wolverine Nation, we should be staying in shape and doing our best to help our teams come next fall.
Before we go, seniors were celebrated at school with a drive-by. Adrian Scudi tells us more.
This past Friday, the school held a special event for all the graduating seniors. Here is Matthew Cardoso, a senior in Belen, with his experience.
Last official day as a Belen student. Could you please tell us a little bit about that celebration that was held?
It felt good to see, all my brothers one more time before we finish the school year, and all my teachers as well. It really shows that, you might not think that your teachers, care, that they're just there doing their jobs. But they really do care for you, for them to show up and out of their own time to drive all the way to Belen and to, greet everyone and congratulate everyone on 7 years, most of the kids, on hard work. It felt great, and yeah.
What was going through your head? How were your emotions playing with you?
When I first got there, I was kind of nervous. I hadn't really realized, that I had just finished high school. You don't really process it immediately. I was starting to get kind of jumpy, and then I started seeing all my teachers, and I was like getting excited because some of those teachers I haven't seen in a month because of quarantine, and they don't teach me anymore, so I haven't seen them in a while. Old teachers that haven't taught us in a couple years were there to greet us, so it was amazing. And towards the end, I couldn't have been happier. I felt great, and it's sad. It's really sad, and I'm gonna miss it for sure.
Thank you, Adrian. That's all the news for today. Remember to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Stay home, stay safe, and stay golden, Wolverines.